Welcome to Friday Night Lights End Zone on YouTube. Overtime, Chelsea Brown joins me, and man, some great close games tonight. A couple of undefeated teams going head-to-head a lot tonight.
Yes, a lot more competitive games, as we were saying when we walked out here, which is good to see. Let's take a look at some of the scores of games we could not get to tonight. We'll start off with Beckman, who improves to 3-2 against West Branch. Marion wins their third straight against Waterloo East. Mount Vernon with the shutout there. That's a big win for them after dropping last week to Solon. That was a 1-point game. Williamsburg up to 4-1 against South Tama. Waverly Shell Rock there.
This is a game that stands out.
Yes, wins their third straight, beating a ranked Western Dubuque team there. And then Anamosa, no longer undefeated, as West Liberty hands them their first loss of the season.
Waverly Shell Rock must be good. I'll tell you that right now, because Western Dubuque, we just saw how they beat Xavier, and I mean, they handled them 25-6.
Right, and I mean, this is a Western Dubuque team that's obviously very talented, but I feel like these two teams too, whenever they play each other, they're going to give it their best. You know, it's just kind of that area up there, and they kind of always go back and forth with that battle.
We had a few game of the weeks this week. There were that many good games, and let's start off with Cedar Falls and Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar wins that one, a wild one, 28-7. Dylan Mazinski with another huge game. And this game just went back and forth. He's so good. I mean, he's a little guy, but he really runs hard.
This was the 1-point game?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't expect it to be this close. Did you?
I did, yeah. Because Cedar Falls played so well in several games. I mean, they whipped Prairie earlier in the year, and then they had the wild game against Liberty. So I thought it'd be close. I thought it actually might be more high scoring, but 28-27 is a great football game. And I think these teams are too evenly matched.
Oh, wow.
The trick play was huge there. And look at the pass he made. I mean, that's an incredible pass. But once again, Linn-Mar comes back and wins this game at the end. Austin Waller, I believe, hit Dylan Mazinski on a big play coming up here in just a bit. And they made the extra point. They win at 28-27, a huge win. They go to 4-1 on the year. And they look like a playoff team. And it's been a while for Linn-Mar. They're really getting it together. I knew this was a great class. And to make plays like this when it counted, that's a huge catch.
These throws are insane, too. Just the amount of offense that they have and the weapons that they have.
Touchdown right there. And then they made the extra point to win it 28-27. Hats off to Linn-Mar. You know, they lost their coach in the offseason, and they have co-head coaches. And they are doing a tremendous job right now with this team.
Right, big night for them too. Homecoming, I believe,
Homecoming,
right?
Yeah, to win a game like that.
Yeah.
They had refurbished their victory bell, so pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to the game I was at. Another game with two 4-0 teams, Pekin and Lisbon. Pekin with a great quarterback in Will Adam. He came in with 20 touchdowns on the year, and right away he went to the air and hits his man over the middle. But some great defense from Lisbon tonight. It was fourth down. They went for it. And they just had nothing. They blanketed him all night long. And then I love this guy right here, Tiernan Boots, one of the most underrated running backs in the state of Iowa. He's a wrestler, a little tiny guy.
Oh, he can move, though.
Yeah, listed at 5'8". I'm giving him 5'6". And watch the blow he delivers here at the goal line. I'm glad it wasn't on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for a little guy, he is one tough dude. Great fan support tonight, and they just kept making plays. Their defense really the difference in this game. And I think I think that's going to carry them this season when they get to the playoffs. But this was a huge win because Pekin was really off to a fast start. They'd scored like 210 points on their opponents this year. So,
wow.
Yeah, big win tonight for Lisbon as they go to 5-1. And I expect them to do some big things this year. Let's go to the game you were at. Grinnell and Solon, both teams undefeated, and a defensive battle, right?
Yes, that's what you kind of expected in this one. Top two defenses in Class 3A, and so many young kiddos. It was youth football night for the Spartans out there, so that was fun to see. But I will say this one was kind of a little bit rocky for Solon to start out. It doesn't seem that way, but Grinnell did come out and score first off an interception. And then just some weird penalties for Solon. I think the guys have been maybe watching too much football on Sundays. They're out there
can't do that.
Spiking the ball, rolling the ball. And it's like, no, we can't do that in high school. But it's good to see him fired up. And then, I mean, Johnson right here, I believe, Eddie Johnson, he is just a playmaker, both sides of the ball. He plows through here. just great,
He's a big
really
dude,
hard
isn't he?
runner.
Yeah.
Yep. He's been fun to watch, and then tonight you kind of get more weapons involved for Solon, just in regards to the receivers
It looks
and
like
everything.
they can throw the football, so that's a good sign when they do stuff throwing. And then obviously that defense could carry them a long ways this year.
Yeah, they picked up some big sacks, some big stops too, and that really helped kind of get them in favorable field position to kind of get into the end zone as well.
But they have some tough opponents coming up.
Only a little bit. What were we saying? They got Williamsburg ahead, Fairfield, I believe, South Tama. So yeah.
They got some tough games ahead, so we'll see how that pans out. Back to the extracurricular activities, the spinning of the ball after the touchdown.
Yes.
There was a nice dance last night in the Kennedy game, but it was a flag, and it really hurt them. And
Really?
it could have caught, they ended up losing the game, and they got great field position off that. So as much fun as that is,
Right. Well, and in my game too, unfortunately, it put the kicker backwards.
Same
you know,
thing in the game
and
last night.
I mean, he's having 40+ yard attempts. That's not fun,
so
and those are
Well,
hard.
they had a short field. It gave City High a short field last night, and they were able to score with not much time left on the clock to end the first half, and
Gotcha.
that was the difference in the game.
Yes.
So
yeah.
maybe they shouldn't do that anymore. I don't know.
No. Let the pros do it. You got to work your way up.
All right, let's talk about another just terrific game. Anytime Jeff and Wash get together, it's always a great rivalry. It was again tonight. This one went back and forth, and some big-time plays in this game, including from a kicker, Logan Barton, at 3 field goals in the game. This one was from 48 yards out. Watch this. Hits the crossbar and over. And then he had to come back and hit another one to win this game at the end of the game, a 25-yard field goal to win it 30-27 for Wash. Jeff played strong in this game.
Yeah.
It's got to be just a heartbreaking loss for Jefferson. They fall to 4-1. Now they still have a chance to make the playoffs, but this makes it more difficult because this is what most people would say was a winnable game. But Wash just came out and took it from him. And hats off to Barton. With a lot of pressure when you have to hit a game winner at the end of the game like that. I know it was only 25 yards, but not easy to do, but he got it done.
I kind of like that this one came down to the kicker just because sometimes they are so underappreciated.
Yeah, they
and
are.
so the fact that he was able to drill 3, you said, in
3,
this
yeah,
game,
148.
and then it came down to him, and
Yeah.
he handled it with ease. That was kind of cool. Obviously, this rivalry is just very fun. But if I'm Jeff, I don't press the panic button. You showed some really good
Yeah,
signs
they've
today
improved
against
a
a
ton.
really good
They played
against a good team. This is where you want to be. This matchup wasn't always this close.
No, and it
so-
wasn't even last year. I
No.
think they've closed the gap, but they've got some work to do if they want to get in the playoffs. They started out 4-0 last year, and then it went downhill after that because the schedule was loaded, deep loaded in the back, and it is again this year.
Yeah, that's okay. I think this is how you respond from here if
Yeah.
you're Jeff. How do you respond after your first loss? That's going to basically tell you what this team is all about.
Well, they've got a coach in Coach Miles that knows how to get them
Oh,
back
yeah.
up, I guarantee you. All right, thanks, Chelsea. We'll do
Yeah.
it again next week. Have yourself a great night.